Welcome to Voodoo Whiskey Gaming, and this is my late review of Battleborn. I played it on the Xbox One. Now, given the nature of Battleborn, the story is not really super important, quite frankly. It's very much a multiplayer game, and there is some story. Basically, there's bad guys trying to destroy the universe, and you are one of the last groups trying to save it. You're a collective of a bunch of different, Battleborn individuals. Each of them has their own backstory, and each of them is very unique, and I think that's pretty cool. And when it comes to the sound, this game has really cool sound effects. They really fit with what you're seeing in the world at the time. The voiceover work is also excellent. I mean, each of the voice actors bring their unique characters to life. The only complaint I have with the audio is a lack of music, even just background music, and occasionally a lack of ambient noise. I don't know, I just found that odd at times. When it comes to gameplay, this is a first-person shooter, and, when you're playing the campaign, I guess you'd call it, it's very much co-op, and, that's kind of the problem with the campaign, in my opinion. Like, anything that's really co-op, unless you're bringing in your own friends who you're really communicating with, it gets a little challenging because you run into incompetent jackasses and people who refuse to cooperate and people who refuse to communicate. Now, if you have a team of competent people, it's a lot of fun, and completing the objectives really isn't super hard. It's still challenging, but not like bash your face against a wall kind of challenging. Unfortunately, when you do have a team with incompetent jackasses, or a team that's just not willing to work together, it's a massive problem, and it makes this game feel like smacking your face into a wall. Then there's also player versus player, and that's pretty fun, but I don't know, for whatever reason, it just didn't seem to draw me in. It's not that I was bad at it, I actually was crushing it in the matches that I did play, I just wasn't really enjoying it. Each of the modes is very much objective based. I didn't see a team deathmatch, although your killing of the enemy players does benefit you in the long run. It's not necessarily the objective. Now, as I mentioned earlier, each of the characters is unique. That's not just in personality and design, that's in the way they are used in the game. They each have their own abilities. Some of them can be healers, tanks, damage dealers, etc. Each of them has their own purpose and their own way to be used. One cool thing is that each of the characters has their own unique skills, and you can level these up. When you start a mission, you start at level 1, and you can work your way up to level 10, and along the way, you get to modify your special skills. To help balance things out, that resets at the beginning of every new mission. As for the controls, they are on point. They are what you're looking for in a game like this. They respond quickly and accurately. I mean, it's what you want when you're playing this kind of game because, it's a very fast-paced game. You need the controls to not fuck up. As for the graphics, I think this is a really good looking game. It's got a very unique style to it, and I like that, but that's not that surprising coming from Gearbox. The only thing I found a bit odd was at the beginning, rather than use these beautiful graphics for a cutscene, they decided to do like an animated short, and it was kind of cool, but all at once I was like, I'd rather have seen that in these graphics that you have made for this game because it was just a beautiful game. At the end of the day, I really enjoyed Battleborn and I have absolutely no problem having paid full price for it. I'd recommend it for anyone who's looking for a team-based shooter with a hell of a lot of personality. So in the comments below, why don't you let me know which of these kind of games are you looking forward this year? You've got Battleborn, which is already out. You've got Overwatch, which is coming later this month. And I feel like there's a few other that kind of fit in with those too. Why don't you let me know? Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, and if you like what I'm doing in general, share or subscribe. Have a good one.